What's up guys? In this video I'm going to teach you how to Smith grind, specifically on a round rail, but you could use this information on boxes and flat bars as well, like square rails. I just think they're easier on round rails, so if you have one at like your local skate park, or if you got one at your house, like one of the little ones you just put on the ground, definitely suggest learning it on a round rail. So let's get right to it. Alright, so for Smith grinds, you're going to want to roll up to the rail at a slight angle. Not too much, but you don't want to be like perfectly parallel with the rail. You want to have a slight angle so that you can get on top of it and lock in your back truck. So the angle that you should be rolling at is just like this here. It should be about, I don't know, maybe like a 45, maybe a little less than this, maybe like that. You want to get onto the rail decently early, because if you don't, you're not going to have enough time to get your actual board onto the rail, and you might just like clip your truck, and that makes it a lot harder to actually do the grind. So when you roll up, you're going to roll up at an angle like this, feet set up just like you would for an ollie. Maybe you can play with it a little bit if that helps you, but I set my feet up just like an ollie. So then when you pop the board, it's going to come up over the rail, kind of like you're going to go for a 50-50. And if you know how to lip slide, this also applies to that too. You turn it once you're above the rail, right? So you're going to pop the board. Once you're above the rail up here, you're going to give it a slight turn, like just a little bit, and you want to lock in with your board like this, right? So your back truck should be in there like that, with your heel side wheel just pushing up on the rail, and then there would be a pinch right there. So I'll get some more angles of them after this so you can see what they look like, but you're going to pinch your back wheel and your truck on the rail on your heel side, and then the front, you're just going to have your board hanging down like this. All your weight's going to be mainly in the back foot, and your front foot's just going to be there to keep the board from flying up. So you'll notice after doing a lot of Smith grinds with your board, you'll start to get this mark, like right on that corner of your board. If you start to get that mark, you know that you're doing it good. So I'll do some more Smith grinds so you can see them a little better, and then we can get a little more in depth with it as well. Let's analyze this trick a little more. You'll see that when I'm rolling up, I have a pretty decent amount of speed. I'm rolling at a slight angle to the right. With this trick, it's very important to remember to not stomp it onto the rail. So what I mean by that is, when you go and you ollie on, you don't want to like push the nose down too hard or push the tail down too hard. You just want to get onto the rail and let the board come down. You also want to focus on mainly having your weight in the back, above your back foot, because if you have your weight too far over the front, you're going to push your nose into the ground, and you won't be able to do the grind. So as long as you keep your weight in the back and lock in that truck, get a nice pinch, then you'll be able to slide it pretty much for as long as the rail allows you to. Then coming out, you're going to want to put a little more push on the tail, or lift up your front foot a little bit and give it a slight nudge just to get off of the rail. So some common issues you might run into are like sticking on the rail, or maybe like hitting the nose of your board into the ground. Both of those things have very easy solutions. If you're sticking on the rail a lot, it's probably because you're going too slow. So if you just try to speed up a little more, it might feel uncomfortable, but it'll definitely make it so that you don't stick as much. And if you're hitting your nose into the ground, then you definitely have too much weight over the front of your board, or you're like pushing too hard on your front foot. So you need to focus mainly on your weight distribution and trying to get all of your weight, or most of your weight at least, over your back foot.